I think that there is a gap in coverage for cannabis prisoners. I think there are a lot of people and good organizations with a lot of energy working towards freeing people, and trying to change the laws, but there's not a lot of help on the retail side. Like right now, I'm like on a pass from a halfway house filming this. It would be nice if like we could get more passes to go out and do things. It would be nice if we could get more halfway house time, have people lean on case managers to get us home quicker. It would be good if there was a pipeline to good employment, not just $16, $17 an hour employment. Like I'm talking like $85,000 to $110,000 a year employment for guys who did real time for weed. Like a pathway to a living wage job where you can take care of a family of 2 or 3 or 4 live a decent life or whatever. These are the type of things that no organization is really doing. So my goal, what I hope, is to try and start providing those services, or help to start to try to provide those services to people, because everyone is just trying for the home runs, it seems like. Appeals, compassionate releases, ineffective assistance to counsels, all those, but no one's doing those day-to-day things, trying to get guys moved to a better prison, work on a better program placement, more halfway house time, more home confinement time. These are soft power things. And most importantly, most weed prisoners are coming home. Now, there's guys who are doing life or effective life. They need a lot of resources. Those entire organizations, like the big ones, they should really just be targeting those people, because it's going to take that much to get them the fuck out of where they are now. It takes pardons and law changes. For the guys who are doing 5s, 7s, 10s, whatever, it sucks, but I want a triage approach where I'm like, all right, you're going to get out. Let's make your bid comfortable as possible in any way we can. And then let's try and get you out of your bid as quickly as possible. No cooperation, not helping any fucking rats, but using the mechanisms of halfway house time, stuff like that. And then let's try and get you, most importantly, we got to get you into a job like the second you touch down. A good job, not a shit job. Like you got to hit into a real living wage job as soon as you come out of the halfway house, or even while you're in the halfway house. Start your training, ball rolling, like you're hired from prison. That's my goal, because then people aren't going to recidivate and their mental health and their family outcomes are going to be way better. I know that from being in the position myself and having a lot of people who love and care about me, but no one was really able to do that for me, and having to figure out that shit myself and how horrible that is to have to do after having done the time. So that's why I want to do it for the next person and the next and the next. The BOP is supposed to, on paper, be some form of corrections. FCI, Federal Correctional Institution. There is no correction in the BOP. The BOP is not about rehabilitation. The federal system particularly is about retributive punishment and coercion. They are just there to take drug dealers. They give these drug dealers murder sentences, and then they just smash you. They crush you. They give you 300 minutes of phone time a month, so you gotta have a cell phone to talk to your family in any meaningful way. They ship you around the country from fucking Nebraska to Alaska. You never know where you're gonna end up month to month, day to day. You don't know. They can wake you up all the time, be like, pack up, you're gone. They give you these super onerous conditions of incarceration, the shit food, the no medical care, whatever. There is no meaningful programming. There's a few tiny programs that teach people construction and truck driving, but these are like little pinprick pilot programs at a few institutions. They are not broad-based. And honestly, what 6-figure job, what living wage job, I'm gonna ask you, exists in 2025 and beyond where you are not interacting with a computer or a cell phone all the fucking time? You know what I mean? Like almost none, like really, like very, very few. So like, I understand that they can't let, there's sex offenders, there's dangerous people there. They have to figure out some way to let people use the internet in a constructive way, because that is literally the only way you make money now, especially if you're gonna have to work for yourself or if you have to market yourself for a job. So there can't be any meaningful rehabilitation the way the system's set up, because the system is literally set up. It's left over from the 80s and the 90s war on drugs. It is to incapacitate large-scale drug dealers. Just put you on the fucking shelf. That's it. If the government enacted fair policy and law towards us in these situations, that dual deal that they have where the weed companies can sell the weed and not get in trouble, and we sell the weed and break the same federal law and get smoked for it, that wouldn't be a reality. Do I think weed companies need to do way more for people like me? Absolutely, I do. Fuck yes, they do. They're deleterious. I should have a job at a weed company that pays well. Everyone else who gets out should have a job at a weed company that pays well. They should be hiring us before they hire anyone else, point blank. And if they got to fire some people and replace them with us, so be it. I will say that. But you can't leave it to private industry to fix social inequities. That's the job of the government. Like, we didn't look to IBM and Coca-Cola and Xerox and Ford Motors in the 60s to end segregation. You know, we didn't look to JP Morgan or Rockefeller or Andrew Carnegie during the Civil War to end slavery. That's the job of the government. You know, like women's rights. I mean, yes, corporations should do their part to promote socially what needs to happen, and they can do that by hiring practices and lobbying on our behalf. And a lot of them do. A lot of them have corporate social responsibility. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that they're 100% like blameless or whatever. At the same time, though, I think it's just an easy way for people in the black market, and I get why they do, just to ring that bell. Fucking MSOs, fuck corporate weed, whatever. But it's really the government that doesn't do anything about this. Like, the corporation doesn't pass the law. The government could pass a law that says anyone can have a license, make it fair for everybody, let everyone out of jail, whatever. They don't. MSOs have a duty to people who have done time for marijuana because they are beneficiaries of a two-sided deal where they get away with something that other people got in trouble for. And the fact that they have a piece of paper that has a license on it means nothing to me, and it doesn't mean anything really to the cannabis community either. It really doesn't. At the same time, though, they are not responsible for righting social wrongs. They can do their part, but like the fact that like the government's like, yeah, the companies should figure that out. Nah, fuck you. You should figure it out. Like, you're the one who passes laws. So when anytime I see like a Democrat politician like taking the big weed companies to task, I'm like, I mean, sure, but who the fuck are you? No senator visited me when I was in jail for marijuana. The only people who cared about me when I was in jail, like from an institutional perspective, Bethany Hollum, who was a county councilwoman for Allegheny County, and Teresa Nightingale, who's we were friends with prior to all this happening or whatever, who's a Democratic committee woman for the city and also has a job at corporate social responsibility for Cresco, an MSO. So, you know, they were actually the only ones who cared. Like, all these other like radical left-wing, super liberal, progressive, like woke people, none of them gave a fuck about me. But the person who worked for the MSO did.